Hello, crypto traders and crypto investors. How are you all keeping? Yes, today I put a little video here as well, so that the video will be more interactive. You can see my all these quotes in the back. I have these all different trading quotes in the bag and some charts of examples and stuff like that. I know it's kind of I don't get a lot of natural lighting in here, so I put a light up there. It's all quite basic, I know, but we'll get there. Build it and they will come. This is what they say. So, yeah, of course, like really interesting action yesterday on Bitcoin. Like, I don't even know where to start, but probably I mean, if you've been watching, you've seen like the biggest volume, and now where we pumped for 1,000, and probably if you already heard that this was mainly because the margin trades were the shorts were liquidated, and I was talking about this a few days ago, and I was actually expecting this to turn. I was actually like, if you saw my video, I said that this might be the bottom, and I'm expecting a reversal. But what happened was I was in the long position, and then in the morning before it started pumping up, it dumped hard, and I actually saw this dump coming, so I closed my long position into short position. So then it went the other way. It was completely like unexpected after that big dump. I have to move this. I don't know. Okay, like that. So that surprised me a lot. Like I went from being bullish to being more bearish short time, like here because of this big. And I actually predicted this one to happen, this red candle. So I closed my long position here because there was just a lot of pressure on the trend line, and there was a lot of divergence on the MACD and stuff like that. So I closed my long, and then I opened short, and I was like, wow, great, I'm doing good. And then just like this happened. I was completely, unprepared for this after that big dump. Like, it was a mass manipulation. This must have been some big player. I have brought on Twitter, Soros is here. Soros. I mean, not that I really think, okay, the Soros made this, but it's just more of a kind of like metaphor that, somebody with a deep pocket was pushing this, right? So, yeah, the interesting thing is that now we also broke through. Okay, this is a daily chart, and I know this looks all confusing, so I'll delete all these lines, and I'll start from basic, and I'll actually put this away. So a lot of, yeah, and also this, we don't really need that. A lot of traders, and even volume, it just, yeah, let's just have a look at the naked chart. So a lot of traders were lately looking at this wedge, and I was one of them as well. I was looking at this falling wedge here, and with falling wedge, what usually happens is you get a breakthrough to the upside, something along these lines. You can put it like that as well. And of course we did have a break here, so, but nobody knew, is this gonna happen here? I was thinking, okay, I was long, but okay, you know the story now. So we broke through this, which was good. But the interesting thing now is that we're also breaking through another like really key area, which is another trend line, which some traders think it's even more important, and it's this line, and we just yesterday night, right, as well. So going forward, this definitely looks really bullish, definitely. But we have to be careful, like, because the fact that there was so many margin trades closed, and we can actually see that if we put this indicator. I'll highly recommend using this, but we can see like from almost 40,000 short positions, it went all the way down to 23,000. So there was like almost 15,000 Bitcoin was liquidated. So that means that if you have a short position open, the only way to close it is that you buy. So when you buy, you're just helping the whole thing to go up even more. So this is what happened. Uh, this is why the movement is so strong. But there is an argument to be made that we need new money to come in to really push this up, and that this liquidation is not like this margin trade is not gonna push this up to the in the long term. So yeah, it's gonna definitely be interesting to see what happens, because like the last thing that we want, or that you want, or that I want as a trader, and none of this is financial advice, of course, this is just my opinion on the market, but the last thing that I would want is to be bull trapped. And what that means is, okay, we broke through this and you think, okay, we're out of the like the danger zone, we went through the minefield, and now we're safe, right? We are bullish now. But we saw this happen quite often. For instance, just here was one example. Like you go through and then it's called false breakout or a bull trap. Just here, like it seemed like we broke through here, but actually we just got trapped. Like a lot of people got trapped here because they thought, okay, we broke through this. This is now a new bull trend, and then poof, you just get punished. Not punished, like, but market goes the other way. This is called bull trap. So how the bull traps happen is when you have that volume up, but there's just not enough volume in there, and it doesn't hold. And this was like, if this was just some big player manipulating the market, this could happen. So yeah, we need to be mindful of that. This would be the main thing that I wanna main message here is that although it looks kind of safe, like the volume spiked. Okay, then I mean, let's not make assumptions. Let's go take a look together. Yeah, so we obviously had this spike up, and now the volume just died after that. So yeah, actually it's not picking up, that's for sure. Okay, back, so I have a better perspective even on this chart. And put the magnet back on. Magnet 2. Yeah, so okay, this is gonna be crucial to see what happens here. I would definitely like to see more volume coming in here, but it's not after that big of a pump, it's not something unusual for volume to fall. So volume alone will not tell us the whole thing. We need to basically observe what is happening, what is gonna, like, we have some key resistance areas up there. One would be okay, here we're actually approaching one, and another one would be definitely this one here. So, and of course this is a zone, this is just a line, but it represents a zone. So all around this 8200, it's kind of like a zone that has a lot of resistance. So we're gonna see how the market reacts, because if this is a false breakout, I'm repeating myself, but I have to point this out because it is an important point to be made that if it's a false breakout, then you have an even stronger move to the other side. Because, like, okay, the shorts were liquidated as we saw, but now even longs could be liquidated. I mean, if somebody pushes the price down, of course, everybody that is long will have to close the position, so they have to sell, so they will create more downward momentum. So it works both ways. What we want is, okay, breaking through this and seeing this as a support. Now, if this will happen or not, of course, nobody knows. I'm actually a bit suspicious of this whole movement because of the facts, and but like what I've learned now, this was a good experience for me, a learning experience, because I also knew about this triangle and that we're gonna have an explosive move, extensive move. but that surprised me, and I was unprepared for this. And so now this is just like lesson after lesson after lesson. I really need to be prepared both ways as a trader, because I entered. Let me zoom in. So as I said, I closed my long position here and I entered short here, and then I was stopped out here. But what I could have done, if I would have thought, okay, market could do anything at any time, and I have this quote here, market can do anything at any time, I could have changed my stop into a long position. So this is definitely something I'll keep in mind even more. Like now, if I see like a triangle, and I've been doing this like before on smaller scale, that I opened long and short position on the breakout. Because if you've been watching my Twitter, if you've been following my Twitter, you've seen that I'm posting a lot of triangles. So far, I've put 5, and all of the 5 were correct actually. So far, so good. I'm not bragging, but I just want to encourage you to follow me on Twitter, of course, because I'm putting like, but it's shorter term trades. It's like triangles. Like yesterday, I put one here, and I put it on 30 minutes. So where is it now? Okay, I saw this triangle shape here, and I posted that we're gonna have a break to the upside, and we did. And I did this 4 times before, and I was correct. So I put a long position here on the breakout and short position on the breakout to the downside. But on the longer scale, I was not prepared. So yeah, that's a lesson for me. So now we're gonna see how we react to this thing at 8,000. Like MACD is becoming a bit divergent on the shorter time frames, which is the first indicator that which coincides with the fact that we're hitting a resistance, but it's a first sign of weakness on the bullish side. But it's not enough for me to say that this is gonna go down, because I would need to see this on a bigger, like maybe 4-hourly chart. Let's see. 4-hourly chart is still, momentum is still up. It still looks extremely bullish. So that's that. Okay, that was about Bitcoin, and I think there's been enough said about Bitcoin. So I want to talk about the other thing as well, and it's about EOS. And if you watched our series, Let's Dive In, it's the series that I'm making with Sebastião. I call him through Skype or whatever. We discuss a specific coin. So it was EOS, it was Monero. What else did we have? You can check it. Like I have like a playlist, and we were talking about EOS on 4th of April, and we said, actually, I was more bearish than not, to be honest. But what we said, that there's going to be an extensive move happening soon, and it did, obviously, because EOS is the best performing coin lately of the bigger coins, of course. So right here on 4th of April here, we said, okay, we made a video which was interesting, because then we were talking about Dawn 3 coming out, and now this happens, right? But why I'm talking about EOS is because like the Dawn, basically what's happened, they're gonna have an airdrop, and they're gonna take snapshots of everybody who have EOS, and then on 15th, so that's on Sunday, Sunday evening, they're gonna take snapshot. If you have EOS, you're gonna get another coin, another token. And this is actually interesting because there's a lot of pump behind it, and this is what is pumping the price. But for me as a trader, I'm actually looking at this as an opportunity to go the other way and to basically short it, to bet against it when we come there, because there's a lesson to be learned. Ethereum Classic had the same thing. There was news that they're gonna have airdrop here, or fork here, somewhere here, around here, right? So it pumped, but then when it was over with, so it went for 13 all the way. Okay, you can't see it there, all the way up to 43. So it almost like tripled And after that pump, you see what happened. Like it just lost all its value that it gained. So I'm looking at the same thing with with EOS. Sorry, with EOS, I'm looking at the same thing because I've missed the long. Although we made a video, but I didn't open a position there. Um, I had other stuff, other positions, which was good, but yeah, I'm looking at this as a great opportunity. Okay, where to put this? It's always in the way. Like whatever I put it, it's in the way. It's my first time doing this with that kind of thing. So there's another case to be made with EOS why this is a good shorting opportunity in the next few days. Is that we're kind of making this rising wedge right here, right? Which usually, like with Bitcoin, it went the other way. With Bitcoin, we had a wedge going like down, and then you break to the upside. But if you have a wedge going up, you break to the downside. So there's definitely case to make that this can break out to the downside somewhere around here, somewhere in this zone. Like it's hard to predict where. Okay, we have a little bit of resistance here, 382. So still, Bitcoin has an upward momentum, and of course, we know that Bitcoin does affect also until Bitcoin is going up. I don't see EOS going down, but definitely Sunday, after that pump is done with with airdrop, people that are bought EOS just to get this extra coin are gonna sell it back. So this is gonna definitely create, not definitely. Okay, I have to be more careful with using my words. Not definitely, because nothing is definite in markets. It's just a theory that I'm looking at. So this is what I'm preparing. I'm preparing for a nice short trade here. And there's another lesson to be learned from volatility. Uh, I was continuing to listen to Soros, the one of the most famous traders in history, and what he's saying is that, for instance, in the crisis 2008, he was right about the direction of that we are in crisis, but he wasn't right about the volatility. So he knew that we were going down, but his positions were too big. They didn't allow room for volatility, and that caused him to lose quite a lot. And I was thinking about this. It's a really good lesson to be learned, because if you look at Bitcoin, I made a mistake yesterday. I FOMO'd a little bit and I bought and quite a big position, which was completely wrong. Like another lesson. Yesterday was kind of like a tough day for me on trading. Give you that, but I've learned a lot. What I've learned is, okay, when you have a strong momentum like this, the volatility is so high that you need to open a small position, because like you can, your stop loss has to be wider to allow for that volatility. So in these few days, I think when the volatility is going up with Bitcoin, definitely be more cautious with this short. I'm gonna be aggressive in a sense that I'm gonna pick this area around here to short, but I'm gonna allow my stop loss to be a bit higher than usual, which will reduce my entry, if that makes sense, right? So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, mainly Bitcoin and EOS. I mean, I know that there are a lot of other alts out there that are just pumping, like Ethereum is, it's just really showing really good signs, and some other coins as well. But I would take everything with a grain of salt. Be careful because of the reasons I've told you before. But it definitely, you can see now that Bitcoin had this breakout. It's interesting to see which coins pump the most, which kind of have the most like supporters around them. And of course, I think they're gonna come back if Bitcoin goes back. Um, but what I wanted to say was that even before it pumped, you could see some random coins just pumped a little bit. Just you had every day you had some coin that just went 30%, even before this breakout. So this was kind of like preparing the ground. Like some people started to get bullish. But let's actually open coin market cap. It's way easier for me to talk about altcoins if I have something in front to refer to. Yeah. So okay, Ripple had a nice. Yes, everything is in green. But before that, you could see some coins, going up a little bit more. Right. And Ethereum is just like 526 already. This is just amazing. And I actually was I had a good entry there because I entered here, but for still I will mention this because I think it's important, and I think a lot of people are supporting Ethereum. So it's a lot have been said about it, but it's the main thing about Ethereum is that we hit that main support and we bounced out of it. So this is a really really good area to bounce from. This is why it looks like even stronger than Bitcoin because we hit this really important zone. And let's put it's a similar situation to Bitcoin. We broke through that. And I think next area that is going to be resistance as well is 50 MA, and it's the same for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. All right, so also here when we approach this, there's going to be another resistance, moving resistance of 50 MA, another thing to watch. Okay, that was it for today. Good luck with your trades. I hope you caught some of the movements. And please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, put some comments in. How do you feel about this video down here? Do you prefer? I think it gives you more, like it's more live, it's more interactive. I have to get used to it a little bit, but yeah, it was not too bad, not too bad. All right, all the best to you guys.